for a long time now, and there's just never been an event like this for community builders where we could get all the leading professionals in one room and kind of really inspire them and give them a lot that they can take back to their own jobs, and also meet each other and connect with each other. So it's just, it's a blooming industry right now that just didn't have an event to call home. You're going to hear from a lot of community builders who have been through the grind. They've built small communities, they've scaled them into massive communities, and they're going to give you some very actionable things that you can take home. So I want you to be able to go back to your job, be much better at it, and also be able to better communicate that to the rest of your team. And hopefully, if we're able to bring this content out to the larger public, it brings a higher level of credibility and quality to people's perception of the community industry.
I really focus wholeheartedly on trying to understand what someone else's goals and objectives are. Because once you do that, then it's all about them. Their brain rewards them for that, and then you just, trust builds naturally from that.
Telling a good story. Get somebody in your community who can tell a story, and have that story become told over and over in many different ways. Be sure that's part of who you are as a community. You need the fourth estate. You need the people telling the story. Without the telling the story, the community won't go anywhere.
A lot of our strategy wasn't top-down, it was very bottom-up and unintentional and discovered. We had a hashtag called 500 Strong that we started just tweeting out one time, and for some reason that kind of caught fire and people picked that up and owned it, not just our founders and mentors, but even people that we didn't have any formal relationship with. So I guess it's very organic and kind of worked.
The community experience is the product. Like being in the car, having a ride with a friendly driver is part of the reason that people choose to use Lyft instead of other alternatives, right? So it's very important to us that people be bought into that culture and that they want to advance the mission. And it also sort of gives them a template, like having symbols of a culture, like these markers that people recognize to help identify what it means, are like they can be really easy things to remember, so that it helps to create some consistency between all the different ride experiences that a passenger has.
Especially with the collaborative consumption space, and given that there's a two-sided marketplace in a lot of cases where both the host and the guest are part of your community, or the driver and the passenger, it really does require a lot of close, like almost hand-holding in those early stages to really understand what's bringing people to the platform, what values they have that they want to actually be part of your community for. And I think once you get that formula right, that's what then allows them to become your viral machines to help spread the community further, because they're talking about that experience with their friends.
So community is kind of always at the core of everything that I do professionally, and so everything here today are things that I would have wanted to learn or see that I can apply to my work as well. One big thing that a lot of people took away from the event is to start small and focus on culture and focus on the users, and don't try to over-engineer stuff. A lot of people spoke about the strategy and what to expect as your community grows, and that's all good stuff to know, to have context. But if you just start small and focus on what you believe in and create a culture that people want to get around, that's how you build a really healthy and thriving community. This event went really well, so we don't have anything officially announced yet, but you should definitely look forward to another CMX very soon.